Stay tuned, there'll be some more announcements soon about our plans of returning, but we'll definitely be back. This was a fantastic crowd, great city. We've been to Paris also in the past, also it's a fantastic place for us to be. We've got some really terrific French fighters. I think you showcased, we were able to showcase a few of those tonight, so I think the future for the PFL is very, very bright here. Yes, hi.
Congratulations on the great event. I know the PFL schedule for early 2026 has been announced, and the first two events have a main event. Is there any news about the US cards, like Pittsburgh and Chicago, on who could potentially be on it?
I'm not going to break any news tonight. I'm just smiling because, look, you know, it's interesting. I've been at the PFL now for about 3 months. One of the first things I did when I joined was announce that we're stepping away from what had traditionally been called the World Tournament in the United States. So we're doing away with that format, and we're going to cards that resemble the card that we put together tonight. And we're going to bring those type of events and cards to the US for the first time. And I'd really like to introduce the American audience to the quality of the fights that we've seen here. The tournament was always terrific, but it was hard to follow. It was also hard on the fighters. It was a lot of fights in a very short period of time, and if there were injuries, we weren't able to really match make. So, you know, my intention and my desire is that each of the events that we'll be doing in the US this year are going to have top quality cards with either championship or championship-like events at the top of the card for every one of them. That's my goal. And that's it's an ambitious goal, but that's what I'd like to do. I think particularly the American audience has not been exposed to the quality of the fighter roster that the PFL has. And it's time to do that. I'm really, really excited. 2026 for PFL is going to be a fantastic year. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, I'm Hello for Armed Fights on Media. First of all, congratulations for this PFL event.
Thank you.
My question is, could we see the PFL in another French city? Which one? You know, maybe?
Could the PFL go to another French city? Yes, so far we've been to 3. We'll have to check with the team in terms of where else we might want to be able to go. But I know in each of the 3, the PFL's had amazing experience. The fans' knowledge, the fan quality, the energy tonight I thought was fantastic. So very, very exciting night for us. So we look forward to making some announcements soon about when we plan to return.
And for me, Frenchman, what do you think about French fighters?
Very high quality, very entertaining. You know, I mean, from the fight, the Harbor fight. That was a very exciting fight. Gisette is a wonderful fighter. That could have gone either way, but Patrick proved he's a special kind of fighter tonight. And we saw that really, again, in almost every single of the fights tonight. These were up-and-coming fighters and then championship quality fighters. I mean, having Chris Cyborg, it's a co-main event. I mean, she put on a masterclass against a really tough Sarah Collins. I mean, that was a tough fight. And then Vadim Nemkov, I think, I know he's not a French fighter, but he proved tonight that he could be he is one of the scariest, if not the scariest heavyweights in the world right now. I mean, how exciting was that fight? He's a guy who's a heavyweight who fights like a light heavyweight. I mean, Hainan didn't even have a chance tonight, so it was really exciting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, obviously, it's been some time since you've joined. Well, sometimes it's only 3 months now, but it's interesting to see the changes that you've implemented. I wanted to ask you about the further changes that you're going to implement, but firstly, in terms of the tournament format, obviously we're scrapping that. Are we going to see some more established rankings then in terms of the fighters in each of the divisions?
Possibly. I'm saying that with a smile on my face. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Could possibly be making some announcements on that relatively soon. I like the direction that we're going in. I think the fan response has been really, really positive. The fighter response has been very, very positive. Every fighter that I've spoken to is really, really likes this, likes the matchmaking more, likes the opportunities to be on curated cards where the French fighters are fighting in France. And I think it's good for the promotion. I think it's great for the fans. And that's really what this is about. It's delighting the fans and giving the fighters a real opportunity to fulfill their dreams. So I like this, and look, I grew up, I was a fight fan, and when I was a kid, a boxing fan, and then I emerged into being a real MMA fan for now 25 years. But there's a reason why the format works, and it keeps fans' interest and lots of storytelling opportunities. So I think you're going to see us really lean into storytelling in 2026 in ways that the PFL has not done in the past.
Brilliant, brilliant. And obviously in the States, obviously in the tournament format, we saw only certain categories and weight classes being showcased. Are we going to see more fights across all of the weight classes now?
Yes.
I think you have the potential to do that.
Yes.
Fantastic, brilliant. And then the last one from me. Recently, Francis Ngannou was on Ariel Helwani's podcast, and he was talking about, well, he was grilled really in terms about certain questions. What are your plans for him, if you do have and you can share? And was he offered one of these fighters, Ferreira or Nemkov at all?
Look, I've spoken to Francis a number of times. I'm not going to break any news tonight. I would love to see Francis fighting in the not too distant future, and I think we're looking into a couple of different things that possibly would be the most exciting fight for the fans. So stay tuned on that front. But I look forward to Francis fighting pretty soon.
Brilliant. Congrats on a great card.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Yes.
So, what about Cedric Doumbé? Do you have some news for next fight?
I wish I had some news tonight, but stay tuned for Cedric also. I got to spend some really good quality time with him tonight. We talked about some interesting plans, and it's really up to Cedric when he wants to come back and fight again. He's been held back by some injuries, which I know I believe, on the latter part of getting past. But I know what Cedric means to this country and the type of entertainer that he is, in addition to being a world-class fighter. So I would love to have Cedric back in the cage very, very soon, but nothing to announce tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We're good, guys? Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for staying behind as well. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Good night.
Thank you.